yung power measurement using wattmeter. Okay? So dito, sa problem number 12, if I'm not mistaken, dito natin madederive actually yung mga formulas na na-present kaninang hapon. Okay? So sa letter A, we will show that the total power in a three-phase, three-wire system using 2 wattmeter method of measurement is given by the sum. Wait lang guys kasi may nagdo-doorbell and as I'm checking, paano na nga ba ito balikan? Ay, okay, sige. Salamat, Engineer Solis. Siya na daw mag-a-admit, so hindi tayo ma-interrupt. Okay. So dito sa problem number 12, dito natin madederive. Na-present kasi kaagad as formulas na kanina. So titingnan natin. We will prove na yung 2 wattmeter method of measurement is given by the sum of the wattmeter reading. So P1 designating yung measurement for wattmeter 1 and P2 naman for the measurement ng wattmeter 2. Okay? And then eventually we will be drawing a connection diagram. At nakita naman na kanina yan. For letter B, we will be drawing a phasor diagram for the 2 wattmeter method for a balanced load. Use the phasor diagram later on of part B to derive a formula from which the power factor of a three-phase system may be determined using only the wattmeter readings. Actually, for letter C, we will be using or we will be investigating through the phasor diagram to derive a formula, not actually for the power factor, but we could use that formula to eventually solve for the power factor angle. And then that power factor angle part will be used doon sa cosine formula natin. Not actually yung makikita natin doon sa phasor diagram is the direct cosine theta na ginagamit natin to solve for the power factor. But instead, madederive natin o mapuprove natin doon na we will be having a tool para mag-arrive tayo doon sa angle na kakailanganin for the power factor. Okay, so let's begin. No? So for letter A, a connection diagram for the 2 wattmeter method of a power measurement is shown in figure 19.15 for a star-connected load. So pinakita kanina natin kung paano ba gamitin yung 2 wattmeter method. So we have here lines R and lines R and Y. Then we have a common termination line sa line B. Okay? So makikita natin dito for wattmeter 1, ang voltahe na mini-measure niya dito will be across lines R up to B. Okay? So wala tayong neutral line this time. This will be across R to B. Whereas for wattmeter 2, that would be across lines Y up to B. Okay, so bantayan yung maigi guys kung paano ba ito, kung maalala nyo, paano natin sinusukat yung voltahe is we have to designate some positive side down going to the negative side, di ba? Parang ganon. And then we will be having its series coil dun sa wattmeter 1 measuring the line current at line R. Okay? And then it follows that yung current coil natin for wattmeter 2 will measure now the current along the line Y. Okay? So that is how you would connect your 2 wattmeters to measure power. Okay? So we know before that the instantaneous power P will be equal, okay, will be equal to the product of the instantaneous voltage and instantaneous current. Tama? Also, nasabi natin kanina for a three-phase system, the total power of the system will be equal to the sum of the three. So, kung titignan natin, that would be the voltage across R multiplied by the current running through R plus the voltage across Y multiplied by the current running through Y plus the voltage across B multiplied by the current na corresponding sa kanya, which is I sub B. And we know naman for a balanced three-phase system na yung ating current running towards this node here, which we usually designate as our neutral point. No? Makikita nyo si IR, si IB, at si IY pare-pareho magmi-meet dito. Okay? Then for a balance, we have to remember na kapag balance yung currents na yan, it would just equate to 0. Okay? Hence, from this one, we will be deriving IB. Okay? IB. Yung current kung saan nagkaroon tayo ng common termination. Okay? So then IB, we just algebraically manipulate the equation. Then that would be equal to the negative of IR minus IY. Okay? So, ngayon, meron tayong isa-substitute na IB dun sa original na equation. Okay, this one. So, imbis na IB ang susulat natin dyan, let's substitute this one. Nakakasunod ba guys, even though I'm not using my pen this time? Nakikita naman yun may hina-highlight ako, no? Okay? So, upon doing so, we'll just distribute, no? We'll just distribute si EB inside the parentheses. Kung saan yung substitution, yung equivalent ni IB kanina would be E minus IR minus IY. Okay? And then we will be grouping this, no? According to the currents. So lahat ng may IR, pagsamasamahin natin, and then yung may mga IY, pagsamasamahin natin. And it would result to this simplified equation here. Pero, maalala natin, noong inaaral natin yung phasor diagram, that what is actually ER minus EB? Now, remember, we are working with vectors, no? And we don't have any negative vectors. Instead, what this means is, ano nga ulit ito? Negative EB is actually EB equal in magnitude, but would be an antiphase of the original EB. Okay, kung halimbawa, yung na-demonstrate ko kanina, no? Para doon sa mga natututo through illustration. So, halimbawa, if we have a vector that is pointing exactly upwards, no? And let's call that, for example, EB. So, si negative EB would be the opposite. Equal sila ng length or equal in magnitude. So that's just how you represent that later on in a phasor diagram. And kung mapapansin natin, kung babalikan natin ito, ano ba yung ginamit niya? So EY minus EB. Halimbawa, magluloop tayo dito, no? Dito. Okay? We know that from R to B, so that would be E RB. Okay? Then, in the current direction, we know na yung ating bakit sumalubong ito. So, alam natin na papasok dito si IR dito sa phase na ito. So, we will be designating this as ER. While this one naman would be EB as burahin ko na nga, nakasulat naman na pala. Sorry. Nawibindang na ako kasi baligtad yung pagkakaturo niya, no? So therefore, kung titignan natin, pumasok yung current dyan, hindi ko maintindihan kung bakit sumalubong ito. So this would be designated as positive to negative as the kind of convention na ginagamit natin. Okay? So that would be for here naman, that would be plus. O, ba't sumalubong na naman? Sorry. Nalilito ako doon sa araw na ginagamit ng ating material. No? So si EB papasok doon. Gaya ng sinabi natin nung nagkaroon tayo ng relationship relative to this node. No? So therefore, ito magiging from positive going to negative. Therefore, si EB here, kapag nag-loop tayo, okay? So this is positive to negative. Therefore, kapag ka ginamit natin, ano na nga ba yung madalas nating ginagamit na convention? So if that would be ERB, since we're designating it as positive, so ibig sabihin, yung dulo ang ginamit natin. So might as well have that, yung dulo din dito. Okay, so that would be minus ER. And then yung dulo din dito, that would be positive EB. Then equate that to 0. So kung itatranspose natin, ERB therefore is equal to ER minus EB. Ayan. Kung babalikan natin yung kanina, si ER minus EB then may be substituted with ER minus EB pala would be equivalent to the voltage across lines R to B. Okay? And then it follows, what would be EY minus EB? So that would be the voltage, the line voltage also, that will be across Y to B. As shown here, na mini-measure pala na itong wattmeter 2 na to. Okay? So, kung ganun din yan, hence, the total instantaneous power, therefore, will be, ngayon ako lilipat. Sorry. Wait lang. Ayun, napakita. So, lipat tayo dito. Ayan. Wait lang ah. So therefore, maalala nyo kanina, hindi naman niya kasi sinulat agad. Wait lang. Hirap pala na ito. Susulat ko lang para matandaan natin, no, sa kabilang mundo. Okay. So that would be equal to ERB multiplied by the current IR plus EYB multiplied by the current IY. Ngayon, kung babalikan natin, ano yung mga ERB multiplied by IR na yan? ERB multiplied by IR is actually the wattmeter reading doon sa wattmeter 1. And it follows na si EYB multiplied by current IY will be the wattmeter reading doon sa wattmeter 2. Okay. So now let's go back to the top of the page, no? Having said that, therefore, the total power pala ng system may be now proven na it is indeed equal to the sum of the two wattmeter readings. Okay, so si wattmeter reading 1 is actually si ERB multiplied by IR plus, so ito yung nasulat natin kanina. And this therefore would be YB multiplied by current IY. Okay? So, yun na. Yung proof na it is measurable, no? Although three-phase, dalawang wattmeter lang connected properly, will give us yung total power ng system. Okay? So, the moving systems of the wattmeters are unable to follow the variations, which then take place at normal frequencies, and they indicate the mean, okay, or the average power taken over a cycle. Hence, the total power, P, would be equivalent to P1 plus P2 for balanced or unbalanced loads. So, ano naman yung katumbas na ito? How to illustrate it? using the phasor diagram of the 2 wattmeter method for a balanced load having a lagging current is shown in figure 19.16, where VRB is indeed, gaya nga sinabi, pinalitan lang si E ng capital V natin. And it follows also for VYB, that would be equivalent to VY minus VB. Okay, kung okay, si Libro, okay, so PDF chose na gawing reference natin si line voltage VYB. But then kung halimbawa man, wala namang problema dito. But then we are accustomed kasi that we will be designating yung ating reference phasor coming from the first phase, di ba? O, yung ginagamit natin kasi is instead of ABC, like seen dun sa ibang mga resources, no? In this case, para magkaroon tayo ng uniformity, then we'll keep to R, Y, B sequence. Okay, please remember that. So may sequence kasi yan, hindi mo pwedeng balibaligtarin yung rotation, otherwise magkakaroon tayo ng kalituhan. Okay? So supposed to be, if I would choose kung alin yung i-reference ko dito, I'm supposed to use VR, which is the voltage across the first phase. Then 120 degrees later, clockwise, no? Then it would soon be followed by VY. So then 120 or 240 degrees later, then that would be the phase voltage VB. Okay, but then let's keep to what's being illustrated para hindi tayo malito. Nagkataon guys na ang ginamit na reference dito is VYB. So kung titingnan natin, nandun na kaagad siya sa second line, no? And then siyempre, kung hahanapin natin dito yung susunod, that would be VBR, supposed to be found 120 degrees from this reference. Around here, no? Nandito sana yon. Okay? Somewhere here. Hindi niya sinama. Okay? So, VBR. Okay? And then 120 degrees from VBR, we are expecting VRY. Okay? Hindi pinakita. Okay. But what's important kasi is si VYB lang, dahil nga ipoprove lang natin. Okay? Si VRB at si VYB lang naman ang importante. Ngayon, VBR, sabi ko kanina. So, VRB is actually the antiphase of VBR, no? The same magnitude, but then 180 degrees. Pardon me for medyo skewed na line ko. But then you're supposed to see is 120 degrees rotation would be VRB. So, nandito tayo. So, medyo tumama tayo ng konti. Gabuhok lang naman yung deviation. Okay, so nandito si VRB. Okay? 120 degrees from VBR. And then you could see there from the equation na nakita natin, how are you supposed to have VRB? So that's the vectorial sum of VR and negative VB. Now remember, this is also equivalent to, so VR plus, okay, the negative of VB. Another antiphase ng normal na vectors natin. So where is VR? Kung eto siya, no? So okay siya. That would be VR, and then where is VB? VB is located here. Supposed to be separation na 120 degrees. Yan. Pero hindi si VB ang kailangan natin. Instead, what we need is si negative VB. So, i-reflect natin siya, same length, but then completely opposite. Okay? So, ngayon, vectorial sum natin, yung tip to tail or medyo magising-gising kayo is yung puwet sa bibig. Now, gagamit tayo ng parallelogram method where VR will be connected to the start of negative VB reflected doon sa kanyang tip. No? Now, yung closing na vector natin to close out yung dalawang vectors na yan will be the VRB. Doing the same method for VYB, so we will be having VYB here. And it's simply the vectorial or phasor sum of VY plus the antiphase of VB as well. Okay, so nandito na rin naman si negative VB and all we need is VY which is 30 degrees. 30 degrees from its line voltage. Di ba kapag balance, pag balance system guys, si line voltage, it will be 30 degrees leading its phase voltage. Okay? And then we have the current here. This is not always the case, no? Nagkataon lang nang inassume natin dito that we are having some lagging current. Okay? So, paano ba i-reflect yung lagging? So, with the clockwise rotation, counterclockwise rotation, I mean, so laging pag ganito yung ikot natin, no? Kung ganyan ang ikutan ng mga vectors na nakikita natin, makikita natin na si IY will be nahuhuli. Okay? Nahuhuli at some degree of angle from your phasor voltage, no? Or phase voltage. And then yung fixed na 30 degrees will be yung na-solve na natin yan kung bakit 30 degrees nga yan, deviating from its line voltage. Okay? So, now, it shows therefore for wattmeter, yung reading will be P1, tama? And it would be equivalent, sabi natin kanina, to the product of VRB multiplied by its line current IR, then multiplied by the cosine of 30 degrees minus of some lagging angle. Okay? So, paano ba yan? Nasaan ba yung reading ng wattmeter 1 natin? Okay? So, ito yung line voltage na mineasure ng ating shunt sa wattmeter. And then, where is the line current? It is here. Okay? So, ito lang yung napaka-importante sa lahat. Si VRB, ito, and current IR. Then, kung maaalala natin yung formula ng power, that would simply be the product of the voltage and the current multiplied by the power factor, which is cosine of the angle. The angle made sure to be the phase difference between these two quantities here. Eh ano ba yung voltage na ginagamit natin? Si VRP. Ano ba yung current na ginagamit natin? Si IR. So, ano yung cosine of, what is this certain angle here is this one. Okay? And what a way of measuring that is that we know from the phase voltage VR, yung ating line voltage will be having a phase difference of 30 degrees. Tama? From here up to here is 30 degrees. Given yun for a balanced system. No? And we have assigned that from this phase VR, we have a lagging current IR of some degree of, ano ba yung tinatawag natin sa angle na to? This is not theta, but this is the Greek letter phi. Okay? Yan. Ba't naman laging ginagamit yan? Pwede namang alpha. No? Anyway, so paano natin i-measure yung angle theta na to? Is simply the difference between 30 degrees and this one. Okay? And therefore, gives us VRB, IR, cosine of 30 degrees minus angle phi. Okay? Kasi ito yung importante dito. Now, kung titignan naman natin, what would be the wattmeter 2 reading is, that would be yung ating line voltage YB relative to the current, line current IY, but then, ano ba yung separation nilang dalawa? So, ito yung current natin. Ito. And ito yung significant voltage dun sa reading natin. So, ito yung buong angle. Okay? Then since illustrating, no, yung ating deviation, that would simply be 30 degrees plus yung angle natin. Same na angle natin na nakita natin kanina because balance nga. So therefore, wattmeter reading is VYB multiplied by IY cosine of the sum of these angles. Okay, so that is P1 and P2 respectively. So now let's relate them both. No? So P1 over P2 will be equal to VRBIR cosine of the difference of 30 and this angle. Let's just term it theta na lang so para madali tayo. No? Therefore, ang equivalent naman ni P2 is VYBIY cosine of the sum ng 30 degrees and theta. So, since sabi nga natin VRB and VYB will be equal kasi nga balanced three-phase and so is IR and IY, making this cancel out, ang matitira na lang sa atin dito is cosine of the difference of 30 and theta over cosine of 30 plus theta. Since IR and IY and VRB is equal to VYB for balanced load. Okay? Ngayon, trigo identity. What is cosine of 30 degrees minus theta? Is actually cos sin. Tama? Pagka cosine of the difference dun sa numerator and then cosine of the sum of two angles. Okay, so let's apply that by remembering kapag cosine, so nagkakaroon tayo ng kabaligtaran ng sign. Pag negative, so we will be expecting a addition doon sa ating cos 30 degrees or the cosine of the first angle multiplied by the cosine of the second angle plus sine of the first angle and the sine of, multiplied by the sine of the second angle. O, since sa baba is addition of two angles, so baligtarin natin, it's minus naman. No? So that's cosine 30 degrees multiplied by cosine of the second angle minus sine of 30 degrees and sine of the second angle. Actually, this is calculable using your calculator already. What's cosine 30 degrees and what is sine 30 degrees. But then later on, no? So now we have this the numerator and the denominator represented as so. So what if we divide the numerator, okay, the terms in the numerator and the denominator by cosine 30 degrees and cos multiplied by cosine of the second angle. So anong ini-aim natin dito is for the first term, okay, to be equated to 1. Kaya si cosine 30 degrees cosine theta ang pang-divide lang natin. And when you do that for the first term of the numerator, it will be equal to 1. Samantala, sa second term naman ng numerator, kapag ginawa mo yan, by the relation of sine over cosine is equivalent to tangent theta. So that would expect, no, tangent 30 multiplied by tangent theta. So ganun din, they divide them. Whatever we do with the numerator is the same gagawin natin dun sa denominator. So still, the first term will be equated to 1 minus tangent 30 over tangent theta. Okay. So si tangent 30 in your calculator will be equivalent to 1 over square root of 3. Same goes with the tangent 30 ng ating denominator. Okay. Then cross multiplying, we will be having P1 minus P1 over square root of 3. I hope you're following. No? Remember, dito, hindi na kasi sinulat. No? This is P1 over P2 pa rin. Kaya pag cross-multiply mo nga naman ito, it will be multiplied to the numerator. Whereas cross-multiplying P2 naman do sa numerator ng other side will be equivalent to P2 plus P2 over square root of 3 multiplied by tangent theta. Hence, kapag dadalhin natin si P2 doon, ita-transpose natin and then it follows naman lahat ng may tangent dalhin natin sa kanan, it would result to this equation here. It says P1 minus P2 is equal to quantity P1 plus P2 multiplied by tangent theta over square root of 3. Where, paano nangyari yon? We have a common term, tangent theta. So we just extracted it from inside of the parentheses. Now, it results, if isolating tangent theta, it would then eventually result to the product of square root of 3 multiplied by the ratio of the difference over the sum of the two wattmeter readings, from which, okay, ito na yung sinasabi, we're not actually calculating from this one what would be the power factor of the system, but instead, we have to yet use yung arctan. Okay, so para makita natin what would be the equivalent or the value of the angle here. So gagamit tayo ng arctan function, and that would be arctan square root of 3 multiplied by the ratio of the difference over the sum of the two wattmeter readings. At yung angle na yan, anong gagawin natin? Ay cosine pa natin para masabi yung power factor natin eventually. Okay? I hope you're following. You're still there, guys?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so let's move on to a more problemish statement, no? Kanina, derivation lang ng mga formulas. But anyway, pag naligaw kayo, halimbawa, nalimutan nyo, then you can just then recover from drawing the phasor diagram, no? Para maalala nyo yung formula and then derive whatever we did. So it says here for problem number 13, a 400 volt 3-phase star connected alternator. So an alternator is another term for generator, supplies a delta connected load. So each phase of which has a resistance of 30 and an inductive reactance of 40. So calculate A, the current supplied by the alternator. Of course, supplied, yun din yung hinihigop ng ating loads. No? And B, the output power. Ayan, no? Maalala, makikita nyo guys. Pag sinabing power, although we're mentioning always na may tatlo, no? Pero kapag natigil dyan yung problem, what would be the output power, sabi niya? You would always, or you would usually answer in power in watts. Okay? Kasi kapag kVA, sasabihin niya yan eh. Kaya kapag wala naman sinabing kVA or the reactive power or the apparent power, output power lang, you assume na ang tinatanong dun is the real power, the power in watts. Okay? So, and the kVA din, tinanong din lang naman. Kaya magkakaroon ka na rin ng clue na ano ba tong output power. Power na yan is the power in watts of the alternator, neglecting losses in the line between alternator and the load. Okay, so I would like you to take note, guys, of this part of the problem here. Okay, neglecting losses between the alternator and the load. So kung mapapansin nyo, gaya na sinabi ng problem, ito si alternator which is Y connected, then sinusupplyan niya yung delta connected loads, no? At bawat phase ng load na yon is 30 na resistance and 40 na inductive reactance. Okay. So bakit ko highlight bigla yon? Kasi usually kapag imo-model mo talaga sa totoo, malapit-lapit sa katotohanan ang ating system, we cannot actually neglect na meron tayong impedance of the line. And that too will have a voltage drop induced through the passage of the line currents there. No? Kaya kung nag-loop ka dyan, so ito rin, magkakaroon pantay-pantay lang naman. Assuming na pare-pareho yung kanyang length. Okay? So isasama sa computation yun. No? There will be some extent that this is R plus J of X. Nakapareho ng tatlong line na yan. But in this case, sabi nga, let's neglect it for a while. Wala rin lang mga binigay na value. But then, ano ba yung natutunan nyo sa circuits 1 is we have a closed loop here. At gaya nung dinerive natin kanina, I just use the loop equation. For a while lang guys, I'll just have to connect my laptop dun sa power niya na. Just give me a second. Now, let's continue. Okay, so ito yung circuit diagram ng binabanggit ng problem. Okay, so ano ba yung hinahanap? For letter A, the current supplied by the alternator. So, meron tayong voltage na binigay. Unless specified, you would assume this as the line-to-line voltage. Okay? Kasi sasabihin naman, usually sa problem para maiwasan yung confusion, some magnitude of voltage and then that would be phase voltage. But then kapag hindi binanggit, we treat this as the line voltage. So, meron tayo 400 volts. Okay? Line to line. Okay? Ibig sabihin, measure mo yan from line to line. That would be 400. Ayaw tala pala. Just custom to just using the ATF kasi. Okay, so it's clear here that 400 volts is actually the line-to-line voltage. And then that would be across yung ating phase here, constituted of 30 ohm resistance and 40 ohm reactance. Okay, so natural from the alternators or the alternator, mahihigop yung ating load ng current, no? So going in this direction, hindi naman niya dinesignate. But then kung mapapansin nyo, once na pumasok sa isang node or sa isang point ng delta connection yung current natin, is never na nagkaroon phase currents na nagsalubong. Okay? So you have to be careful with this one. Kung halimbawa dinesignate mo na this one is going through here, then it follows for the next phase is going away, parang umiikot lang sila. But then since this is treated as a load, and then you draw your currents towards those nodes na nanggagaling naman sa supply, of course. Okay? So I hope walang magkakalituhan doon kasi naranasan ko rin na iba-iba yan kamali kahit alam mo pa yung formula. Okay, it says here that considering the load, therefore, the phase current would be equivalent to IE is equal to VP over CP, or the voltage across the phase or the phase voltage over the impedance in each phase. Okay? Now, for a delta, yung line voltage natin will be the equivalent phase voltage also. Okay? Hence, phase voltage matitreat natin dito sa ating load yung ating 400 volts. Now, remember, sinabi ko sa inyo kanina, unless specified, 400 volts will be treated as line. Okay? But that would be coming from your supply. Nung tinignan mo ngayon yung connection dun sa delta, your line voltage will be equal to your phase voltage as well. So, it is safe now that phase voltage for in each phase of the phases ng ating delta connection will be equivalent to 400 volts. So, now, given naman yung resistance and reactance natin, the magnitude of your impedance will be calculated using your Pythagorean theorem here. And 30 squared plus 40 squared, then eventually having it square rooted will be equivalent to 50 ohms. So meron tayong phase voltage, meron tayong impedance per phase, then giving us thus the phase current. Now, for the delta connection, aalamin natin ano ngayon yung equivalent na line current. So from the formulas taught to you nung ni Engineer Solis, that would be equivalent to the square root of 3 multiplied by such phase current. So 8 amperes multiplied by square root of 3 will be equal to 13.86 amperes. So mas mabilis to, no? Kaysa hinihintay ko si Alano na nagpipindot niya ng calculator forever. Okay? But then you are still allowed to interrupt me kung medyo hindi kayo nakakasunod since I'm not writing anything down. Okay pa tayo? Okay pa, guys?
Yes,
so,
sir.
Yun. Okay, so na-solve natin yung line current and that would be equivalent to 13.86 amperes. So walang nagtatanong ilang decimal places pa, sir. Okay, so that's the line current and that's the line the alternator needs to deliver, or the line current the alternator needs to deliver dun sa ating load. Okay? So the alternator output power is equal to the power dissipated by the load. Okay? Power in watts din lang. So we may use, okay? So ang ginamit ng PDF is your formula. So the power dissipated, okay, by the load will be equivalent to the square root of 3 multiplied by the line voltage multiplied by the line current multiplied by cosine theta, where theta there would be the power factor angle per phase. Okay, remember always that, guys. Although line voltage yan, line currents ang involved, the angle is not actually the phase difference between these two quantities. Okay, magkakamali doon. Ang angle na to will be the phase difference between the phase voltage and the phase current. Okay? So remember that. And doon sa bawat phase natin, having known yung resistance and the impedance, then that would simply be using your impedance triangle. Since kung makikita nyo, in each phase is a series connection. Ano sabi ko sa inyo dati? Na kapag nakakita kayo ng series connection in a three-phase system, the equivalent power angle, aside from using yung power triangle natin, you can also use the impedance triangle. Then, also, you can use the voltage triangle, which is different kapag ka-parallel na, di ba? Tama? Power triangle still applies, but then that would now be using your admittance triangle and the current triangle instead. But then series pa lang naman, no? So we can solve for the power factor already by having the relationship ng resistance and the impedance. So that would be 30 over 50 ohms is actually equal to 0.6. Now, since alam naman natin sa bawat phase, meron tayong inductor doon connected to a series resistance, we know that 0.6 na power factor would be a lagging power factor. Hence, that would be square root of 3 multiplied by the line voltage 400, 13.86 na line current, then multiplied by the power factor of 0.6 gives us 5.76 kilowatts. Okay? So ngayon, may gusto lang akong ipakita, guys. Alam naman natin na binanggit na natutunan na natin minsan na kung power in watts din lang yung inaalam natin. Power will be the power dissipated lang through the effect of a flowing current through the resistance. No? So that would be I squared R. Okay? But then, si I dito will not be the line current since we are having a delta connection. Okay? So ano ba yung current na dumaan kay resistance 30 ohms sa isang phase? That would be equivalent to the phase current. And ano ba yung phase current na na-solve natin kanina? That would be 8 amperes. So substitute natin. 8 amperes. So in-square niya, ano ba yung equivalent na resistance natin? So that would be 30. And this is therefore equivalent to, wala no, nandiyan ka ba? Pa-compute, wala to doon sa PDF.
Sir, 1920.
Again?
1920, sir.
Okay, so that's 1,920. And this is in watts, tama? Okay. So we also came across kanina some statement na the equivalent power of the system will simply be the power of all phases ng ating three-phase system. And this 1,920 or 1.92 kilowatts, no, is the power lang dissipated sa isang phase. Ang nakuha nating 5.76 is what I want to investigate is if you multiply this to 3, no, will it be equivalent to 5.76 kilowatts? Could you check, please?
Yes, sir. Equivalent, sir.
Oh, okay. So that's one way of solving for the total power of a three-phase system. You just get the power of each phase and then you sum them up. Nagkataon na balance kasi, kaya you expect 1,920 watts to be the same power across all phases. Ngayon, kapag unbalanced, di alamin mo ang power ng bawat phase and then add them together. You should arrive to the total power of the system. I hope that's clear. Okay? And it also holds true. Since may formula naman, no, si apparent power, S, is equal to the square root of 3 multiplied by the line voltage and multiplied by the line current. So given na yan, alam kong natutunan nyo na yan from the previous lecture, 9.6 kVA yung equivalent niya. Na hindi ko na ikakalkin, nakasulat na nga eh. Now, since nasabi natin kanina na yung total power ng system is simply the sum ng mga powers natin each phase. Now, for the apparent power, it's still the sum, but then remember that we are vectorially adding, no? Kasi hindi naman lagi when we have the power triangle. So this is your P as the adjacent side, your Q doon sa opposite side, and you have the resultant as the apparent power. No? Kung mapapansin nyo, it's safe na mag-a-add lang tayo for power kasi wala naman siyang ibang axis kundi the horizontal. Okay? So they are in the same axis, so goods tayo, even if you call it algebraically adding it, we will still be simply, it seems like we're just simply doing simple arithmetic, no? I-add mo. But then, for S, halimbawa, alam mo yung S ng bawat phase, you don't simply add. You have to consider the angle. Kasi minsan si S nung kabila, mas narrow yung angle, no? Yung S naman nung ikatlo, mas nakatingala. So you remember that for some S sa isang phase, you have to have the angle reflected also together with it plus S2. Then that would be angle 2 plus S3. Then let's say yung kabila is a negative angle. No? Yan. And that would be equivalent to the total apparent power. Okay? Paano ba? Mahuhuli ba natin yung S dito? So, paano ba yung formula ng S, guys? So that would be equivalent to the product. So S will be equivalent to the product of voltage and current. Okay? Ano yung voltahe dito sa phase na to? Remember, that would be equivalent to the line voltage 400 volts. So that would be 400 volts multiplied by what is the phase current passing through the impedance of the phase is, ano ba ulit yan? That would be 8 amperes. Multiplied by 8 amperes. And what would be the angle created through the passing of the current through this impedance here? So through the impedance triangle, we have known earlier that the angle is actually... Ay, walang angle, but then we have the power factor. So therefore, the angle is equal to the arc cosine of 0.6. Tama ba ako? And what is this angle here?
Sir, 53.13, sir.
53.13 degrees. Okay, so take note of that ha. Ngayon, sabi ko kanina, para mahuli natin yung total power, apparent power naman. Okay to, multiply mo yung voltahe. Dito lang, yung sa binilugan ko, ano ba yung voltahe dyan, ano ba yung current dyan. So, yun yung VI. So, that's 400 multiplied by 8. Then, you will be having this as 53.13. And since this is a balanced load, so parang pareho lang yan, no? So, this is S1, and this is S2 as well, and this is S3 as well. So, it's safe, whatever the product is of 408, with an angle of 53.13, okay? Then with an angle of 53.13, pag minultiply mo yan sa tatlo. Okay? So, S total is equal to 400 multiplied by 8 with an angle of 53 degrees. Then don't forget that this is multiplied by 3. What is this equivalent to?
Sir, 9,600. 9,600.
Exactly, 9,600 VA. Okay? Or that would be 9.6 kVA. Ano ba yung nakuha niya kanina? And that would be 9.6 kVA as well. Ang maganda kasi guys, ang maganda dun sa pinakita ko sa inyo. So Jimwell, si 9,600 ba, upon using this one, may angle din nakatabi.
Yes, sir, meron.
Okay. So ang kagandahan kasi nung method na yun guys is, nakuha mo na yung value ng apparent power. And then yung angle na kasama niya is actually the power factor angle already. Okay, so 2 hits. Kapag kinuha mo pa yung rectangular form niyan. So ibig sabihin, Jimwell, ano to? This is actually with an angle of 53.13.
Yes, sir.
And then this is VA, tama? If you convert this to rectangular form, it will already give you the total power in watts and the kaakibat niyang reactive power. And I bet the real part of that rectangular or complex form will be 5.76 kilowatts anyway. Tama ba?
Yes, sir, tama.
Okay. So even though this is not mentioned doon sa material, no? I just wanted to share para medyo makita nyo that everything here, phase, nagsisimula siya sa phase analysis, no? Sa pag-compute ng phase, and then you will arrive doon eventually doon sa line, sa mas malakihan na. Okay? So you have to consider also, pero anong configuration ba connected ang mga loads natin? Would it be delta? Would it be star? Kasi nakadepende pa rin yon sa relationship ng phase voltage, line voltage, phase current, and line current. Okay? So, kahit saan balance to guys, is itong pinakita ko sa inyong to is effective pa rin. Okay? May tanong ba so far? Kung wala, so let's head on. Okay. So the next problem reads, each phase of a delta-connected load comprises a resistance of 30 and an 80 microfarad capacitor. So the load is connected to a 400 volt 50 hertz three-phase supply. Yan na naman si 400 volts. So line voltage yan. Siguro, tingnan natin baka may katuloy yung problem. So calculate the phase current and the line current, the total power dissipated, and the kVA rating of the load. So parang similar doon sa unang problem. And then it is asking us to draw the complete phasor diagram for the load. So since the load is having a resistance pero ang binigay is capacitance instead, so we have to yet compute for the capacitive reactance. No? Alam nyo naman na yung formula na yan. So for the capacitive reactance, that would be equal to 1 over omega C. No? Then that would be 1 over 2 pi, si frequency 50 hertz, and then si capacitance is 80 microfarads. So that would be times 10 raised to negative 6. So it gives us 39.79 ohms as the capacitive reactance. So therefore, from Pythagorean theorem, anyway, kapag nakakuha ka, so pwede naman si impedance, no? Parang ganito. So this will be equivalent for the resistance of 30. And since this is capacitive reactance, so that would be minus J of, I don't know, 39.79. So this is your impedance in complex form. Actually, kapag yan ang pinang-divide mo, kasi alam nyo naman na siguro bakit niya kailangan computing yan. Alamin niya kasi what would be the phase voltage, phase current, I mean. And from Ohm's law, that would simply be the phase voltage divided by the impedance per phase. Okay? So kahit hindi mo nakunin yung magnitude, diretso to. Itong complex form na to. Pang-divide mo dun sa phase voltage. Ano nga bang phase voltage natin? Since this is a delta connection, the same with the line voltage. So that would be 400 divided by 30 minus J of 39.79. Okay? Ano magiging resulta nito? I bet you would still arrive at 8.027. But it's better kasi may angle yan. What's 400 divided by 30 minus J of 39.79?
Sir,
In
same
polar
lang po.
form, please. Pero ano yung angle niya?
52.99, sir.
8.027 with an angle of
52.99, sir.
52.99. Okay. So this is negative, I assume, no?
Sir, positive.
Ay, positive po yun. Current pala, sorry. What's amazing with this one, using the complex form of the impedance instead of the simply the magnitude lang, no, is that you have your magnitude ng current already. Same din lang naman, sabi ni Jimwell. And thus, the power with the bonus power factor angle that you would have computed separately using the impedance triangle. So medyo marami-raming pinagdaanan, no? So, ayun, no? Using cosine theta sa relation ng R at saka Z from the impedance triangle. This is the power factor angle. So, ito na yung i-cosine mo actually if you're interested in solving for the power factor. No? And remember that you have capacitance as a component. So, it should be leading. Kaya positive yung ating current of 8.027. So, that is indeed the positive angle for the current. Ano pa? So, line current, 8.027, since line ang kukunin mo, multiply mo sa square root of 3. And then that would lead you to a line current of 13.9. And the total power dissipated would be equivalent to, using the formula, direct sub, alam mo na si 400 volts, alam mo na si line current of 13.9, and you know the power factor cosine theta is 0.602 as well. Don't forget the square root of 3. Don't get too much excited by forgetting square root of 3. I have a fair share of missing this one. Then kala ko okay na. Yun. So, sayang sa score. No? Nalimutan si square root of 3. Or you can use yung present kong other way around. Yung solution kanina. Okay? Then it follows for the S, easy peasy. Tanggalin mo lang yung power factor. That would lead to 9.63 kVA. Again, kung makikita nyo, wala ditong naka 5,000, wala ditong naka 9,000. You use your prefixes or your scientific notation. Now, again, I remembered some answer. Gave me an answer of centiampere. No? I shouldn't have accepted that, although I don't see anything wrong with it. But then we're not just used of connecting the prefix centi to any electrical term. Might as well use times 10 raised to negative 2 or just move the decimal one more step so that you could have specified it as milliampere or 3 or 4 more for a microampere, but then centi, please. Ibig sabihin lang nun, kukunti pa lang talaga ang problem na na-encounter at ewan ko kusang lupalop ng galing si centiampere. Although hindi mali, medyo nakakangiwi lang pakinggan. Okay? So now we now have here the complete phasor representation of what we have just solved. No? So for each phase and for a delta connection, we have your line voltage and your phase voltage being equivalent to 400 volts. So equal sila, no? So delta kasi. And relative to that phase, and line voltage, we expect si phase mismo. Wait a minute. Okay. So let's have here the phase voltage na isa. Then ang partner niya na current is 8.02 ito, no? So ibig sabihin itong mag-asawa diyan, ito yung pares diyan, ito at ito. And then you can see here that the current is actually leading the phase voltage by 52 degrees and 59 minutes. So, ang magka-partner naman na isa pang pares ay ito at ito. Okay? At yung isa naman, yung last na pares, will be this one and this one. Kung susukatin nyo guys, the phase voltages, okay, will be 120 degrees apart from each other. And so will be the currents, mapa-line man yan or mapa-phase. Okay? So, yun yung phasor representation natin dito. Kung mapapansin nyo, through a delta balance load, yung ating phase current will always be lagging its line current by 30 degrees. Kapag star, kapag Y, it is the voltage naman. Medyo nagkakahiwala yan. Ano? Okay, remember that. So, any questions, guys, before we proceed? Okay. So, sa problem number 15, it reads, wait lang para ma-recall ko. So, that would be 2 watt meters na connect to measure the input power to a balanced three-phase load by the 2 watt meter method. If the instrument, so I hope you have written this down, yung formula kanina na tinatalakay, no? If the instrument readings are 8 kilowatts, so that would be watt meter reading 1, 8 kilowatts daw, and watt meter reading 2 is 4 kilowatts. We are to determine the total power input and B, the load power factor. Okay. So alam naman natin, the total power input of the system will simply be the sum ng dalawang watt meter. So 8 plus 4, that would be 12 kilowatts. Okay? Now, for the last part, it asks us for the load power factor. Power factor. Marami dito noong quiz, even in the exam, power factor ng nakasulat yung tinatanong, binigyan ako power in watts. You have to familiarize your terms, yung electrical terms, guys. Okay? Hindi yung puro calculator na hindi mo naman alam kung anong pinipindot mo dyan sa calculator, kung anong actually tinatarget. Kasi paano mo ilalatag yung solution mo? Hindi mo alam saan ka tutungo, di ba? And then in the past board exam, what I heard was you have to familiarize actually terms from yung mga electrical na theories natin, not simply numbers. As much as possible, I'm trying to use yung mga terms talaga. Okay? So now, to solve for the power factor, we have to yet use yung isang formula involving a tangent function. No? So that would be tangent of the power factor angle. So si power factor angle nakapaloob pa lang. Then that would be equivalent to the product of square root of 3 multiplied by the ratio of the difference and the sum. Remember that mnemonic, no? Diff sum, no? Nang nasa numerator mo is the difference and then the denominator is the sum. So substitute lang, ang makukuha mo dyan is the tangent of the power factor angle. So continuing with the arctan, it gives us the angle is actually 30 degrees. No? So, yung 30 degrees, i-cosine mo siya, gives us the power factor. Okay? But then, paano mo malalaman ngayon if it is lagging or leading? Okay? I don't see any way of actually determining kung if it is actually leading or lagging, if the system is leading or lagging. So, siguro dito, pag binigyan nyo ako ng 86% power factor without specifying kung lagging or leading, okay naman na. There's no way. Wala namang clue kung ano bang load nga yun ako kabit. Okay? So, goods tayo dyan. And let's proceed with another 2 watt meter example. No? Indicate the total power input. No? Ngayon, input yung binigay. No? Be careful with the terms I'm telling you. So the power factor is 0.6. So medyo kabaligtaran to ng previous problem. Determine the readings of each watt meter. So we can just then, we have two unknowns. That would be the reading ng watt meter 1 and watt meter 2. So there are two unknowns. So we need two equations at least. No? So we know from the relationship kanina that the total power ng isang system is simply the sum of the readings ng dalawang watt meter natin. And the power factor angle is actually derived from this formula here. So given the power factor, we will be arriving at, so ito yung P1 plus P2 is equal to 12 is actually your first equation. So we need another one. Where do we get it? Wala namang ibang formula pa, kundi yung may tangent. Meron ka ulit P1 minus P2, P1 plus P2 dito. Then knowing the power factor, you could have simply determined what would be the power factor angle, no? And that would be the arc cosine of the power factor. And it results to 53.13. Therefore, tangent of this angle here will provide 1.3333. So equate that doon sa ating formula, but knowing P1 plus P2 is actually the sum, resulting to 12 kilowatts. So pwede mo na i-substitute yan. So what we have here now is P1 minus P2 is equivalent to calculable number here, no? So that product of 12 and 1.33 divided by the square root of 3. Okay? And that would be equivalent to 9.237 kilowatts. So that would be your equation 2. Equation 1 will be the sum ng dalawang reading. While yung ating equation 2 is the difference of the two. Okay? Now, using elimination, substitution, or the solution of simultaneous equations, okay, we will be led to P1 being 10.62 kilowatts. So, sinong medyo nahiwagaan? Paano na-solve yan? You just eliminate, no? So, we have P1 plus P2 is equal to 12, sabi niya kanina sa equation 1. So, we have P1 minus P2 is equal to 9.237. Okay? So, pwede, using your algebra, you can either add these two equations para ma-eliminate si P2. Okay? Therefore, P1 plus P1, that would be 2P1. P2 minus P2 is equal to 0. Then that would be 12 plus 9.237. So that would be 21.237. Of course, remember this is in kilowatts. Okay, therefore, saan ba yun? Yan yun. Okay, 21.237 divided by 2 kasi divide both sides of the equation by 2. So P1, yung unang reading would be 10.62 kilowatts. So substituting that to any of the two equations kanina, you should be able to solve for the reading sa second wattmeter. So ginamit yung equation 1 where 10.62 is determined already. So, i-minus mo yun sa total power and gives you the remaining reading for the second wattmeter being 1.38 kilowatts. Nagets? Pwede rin naman i-substitute doon sa second equation. It's really up to you. Or pwede namang i-input na lang sa calculator kung alam nyo kung paano gawin nyo. May tanong na? Wala pa rin? Okay, diretso na natin. Tingnan natin para may, ayan. Pag nakakita kayo ng gray, guys, sa material na to, malapit-lapit na yung katapusan. Okay? So, tuloy na natin. 2 wattmeters indicate 10 kilowatts and 3 kilowatts respectively. Sa utak mo, may P1, P2 ka na. When connected to measure the input to a three-phase balance load, the reverse switch being operated on the meter indicating the 3 kilowatt reading. May ni-reverse daw. At saan tinapat yon? Doon sa wattmeter daw kung saan nakaka-read ka ng 3 kilowatts. Determine the input power and the load power factor. Please notice guys, wala siyang sinasabi kung anong line siya kinonekta. Basta sinasabi niya lang kung ano yung reading ng bawat isa. Okay? Sa ibang problems, you go and investigate. Sinasabi pa, paano yung pagka-connecta ni wattmeter 1, saan kinonekta si wattmeter 2. In such problems, no, you really need to draw the phasor diagram and be able to determine the same way na dinerive yung formula kanina nung unang part natin ngayong gabi nung nag-umpisa tayo. Kung naaalala nyo. So magfe-phasor analysis kayo. Now, kung hindi mo ma-practice yun, good luck naman. Kung ano, dapat familiar kayo paano ba yan nire-represent or ini-illustrate yan sa isang phasor diagram, yung mga vectors nyo. Hindi sapat. Ito, madadali pa to, promise. P1, P2, alam, dinagdagan ng konting pampakaba, ni-reverse switch daw. Ang gagawin mo lang dyan guys is pag may ni-reverse, sinabi ko anong wattmeter yung ginamitan. De-designate mo lang si 3 kilowatts dito as negative. Yun lang yun. Okay? Ngayon, ipagpatuloy mo yung formula. Dalawa lang naman yan eh. Ngayon, be able to know the input power. Ano yun? Yung sum ng dalawang wattmeter reading. So that would be 10 kilowatts plus 3 kilowatts. But then remember, pag ni-reverse, i-designate mo si 3 kilowatts as negative. So therefore, imbis na nag-sum, nag-minus. So that would be 10 minus 3 is 7 kilowatts. Sana, ano? Ayun ko, ipapakita ko sa inyo mamaya. So the load power factor, ganun din. I-apply mo yung formula ng may tangent theta is equal to square root of 3 multiply by the difference in sum, but then imbis na simply 3 kilowatts sinasabi mo doon sa P2, remember that P2 is now negative 3 kilowatts actually. Now, let's confirm that guys doon sa taas. Okay. So, ito, total power is indeed 7 kilowatts instead of 13. Gagawin mong negative si 3 kilowatts. O kung sino man dun sa dalawang wattmeter ang ni-reversal ng switch. Okay? And then, for the formula, solving for the power factor angle, simple ganon, pero imbes na 3 kilowatts lang, remember, it's minus negative 3. So, magpa-plus dito, magma-minus dito, giving you 3.2167 as a result dun sa right side ng equation. You have to subject that sa arctan, giving you the power factor angle. O cosine mo yan, giving you 29.7% as the power factor. Okay? Now, another problem, 3 similar coils. Okay pa to kasi balance lang, no? Each having a resistance of 8 and an inductive reactance of 8 connected in star and in delta across a 415 volt 3-phase supply. Not specified as phase, so you treat this as line. Calculate for each connection the readings on each of the 2 wattmeters connected to measure the power by the 2 wattmeter method. So, alam natin yung line, alamin natin yung phase voltage. Para ma-solve yung line current, we have yet to solve for the impedance. No, using Ohm's law, so that would be phase voltage over the phase impedance, giving us a phase current of 21.18 amperes. Or, you could have already solved this until the power factor angle. Actually, kapag ginamit mo yung complex impedance instead. Now, since ang power ay ang mga loads natin are balanced, no? So we can assume that the power in the first phase is the same with the 2 other phases. So solving for the power in each phase and then multiplying by 3, we could have gotten the total power of the system, which is 10.76 or 77 kilowatts. No? So that is I squared RP. Okay? Or the current through each phase squared multiplied by the resistance per phase. Okay? So, multiply mo yan sa tatlo, yun yung buong power ng sistema. Now, equating that to the total power or the sum of the two wattmeters, P1 plus P2, may equation na naman tayo. P1 plus P2 is equal to the total power. Ngayon, susolve pa lang niya yung phase angle. But then, kung ginamit mo kanina yung complex form ng impedance natin, you already know that the power factor angle is indeed 45 degrees. Kasi obvious naman, the real or the resistance and the reactance are equal. So, giving us a ano bang tawag dun? Kapag equal long legs ng isang triangle, how do you call that kind of triangle?
Equilateral, sir.
So, it's an equilateral. Hindi. I mean, two legs lang naman. I'm not, kasi kung sinolve niya yung impedance.
Isosceles ba, sir?
Isosceles. Kasi kung mapapansin mo, ZP or the phase impedance or the resultant of the impedance triangle is 11.31. Yung mga legs niya is 8 and 8. For it to be an equilateral triangle, dapat yung resultant niya is also 8, di ba? Ganun sana yun. Pero with having two legs equal lang, you call that as isosceles triangle. But then anyway, solving for, so sinolve niya yung angle, no? And that led to 45 degrees, merely coming from the impedance triangle. So you apply that, then gaya ng previous na problem, you will arrive at a second equation, which is now equivalent to the difference of the two wattmeter readings. Now, through the process of substitution and elimination, you will be having, or you'll be able to solve any of the two. Depende kung sinong in-eliminate mo at sino yung natira. But then the problem particularly led to the solution of the first na wattmeter, and that would be approximately 8.5 kilowatts. Substituting this value dun sa any of the two equations na na-develop natin kanina will lead to the solution of the second wattmeter, which is now approximately 2.28 kilowatts. Okay. When the coils are star connected, the wattmeter readings are thus 8.5 and 2.3 kilowatts. Ngayon, for a star. Ngayon, with the same na ano ba yung resistance niya? 8 at 8, no? 8 na resistance at 8 ohms na reactance. What happens now kapag naka-delta? Okay? Kapag naka-delta, anong ginawa niya is to solve for the phase current. And that would be 36.69. Squaring that, then multiplying to the resistance of the load, then multiplying it thrice will give us 32.3 kilowatts. And that is now your total power for a delta connection of the same load. Kindly take note of this, guys. 8 na resistance. So actually, si impedance kanina doon sa star is actually in complex form is 8 plus j of 8. Plus kasi inductive, no? Ohms. Now, ang banat dito sa delta connection, since it didn't ask to convert, ipagpatuloy mo na yung 8 plus j of 8 is the same phase impedance. Ang pinagkaiba lang is kinonekta mo na delta. There is no Y to delta or vice versa conversion na ginamit dito. It's the same component. Hindi mo inalam kung ano yung equivalent niya to in the delta. At ngayon, syempre, nabago kung ano yung, kasi dito pa lang sa delta, knowing the line voltage is equal to the phase voltage. So solving for, alam mo naman na it's 11.31 kanina. You see, if there's no additional impedance to Y, delta to Y or Y to delta conversion na naganap. Same 11.31 ohms na ginamit doon sa star connection. Resulted to a phase current of 36.69. And upon comparing it doon sa Y connection kanina, the phase current is 21.18 for star. No? 21.18 samantala kapag dinelta mo yung same load is 36.69. So tumaas ano. It's understandable kasi yung phase voltage natin is tumaas as well. Okay, so therefore the power will be raised also. Expected to be raised and it's now 32.31 kilowatts. So yun na naman, develop tayo ng two equations is we have two unknowns dito in this case. So ganun pa rin process. Aalamin ngayon yung upon developing the first equation, we head on to the next equation kung saan kakaroon tayo ng equation for P1 minus P2. With the process of substitution, elimination, we will be arriving at a power of 25.48 kilowatts and 6.83 kilowatts respectively for the two readings ng ating mga wattmeter na kinabit. Okay, so anong mapapansin nyo? For the first wattmeter, nung una, it's 8.49 kilowatts. Nung dinelta, yung load na yon, nagkaroon na tayo for wattmeter 1, 25.48 kilowatts. So, tumaas. Yung isa, yung wattmeter 2 is 2.28 kilowatts. Tumaas din naman ng bahagya sa delta connection which is 6.83. I can't arrive at conclusive correlation, no? Ang sinasabi lang dito is magbabago, no? Ngayon, I was informed na nung nakaraang lecture with Engineer Solis, you have encountered a problem wherein yung load noong star connection was converted to delta. Okay, so using the Y to delta conversion or delta to Y conversion, vice versa, you realize then na walang nabago sa power. Okay? It's the same with saying what would be the equivalent na impedance while maintaining the same amount of current running through the lines. So wala naman kasing nabago na tumakbo doon sa line. Same line, nabago yung load. Ano ba yung equivalent? So kaya walang nabago sa line, walang nabago sa voltahe, you expect walang mababago sa power. But in this case, hindi natin binago yung load. And by doing so, with having a constant voltage, magbabago yung current. So we expect ang pagbabago sa readings ng mga wattmeter, particularly sa readings on the power being dissipated. Because makikita naman natin, very obvious dun sa formula where P is actually equal to the square of the current multiplied by the resistance of the load. While having resistance to be constant, no, then you should expect that the current will have a squared relation doon sa power. Okay? So with the rise of the current, expect mo magra-rise din yung power natin. And conversely, kapag bumaba yung current, then therefore that would result to a decreased power. The same goes for the parent and then the remember guys, kung makikita nyo yung mga ginagamit, nasan ba yung illustration? Wala naman nakapakita. Ayan. Gaya nito. Wala tayong ibang nakita dito na load sa bawat phase kundi naka-series. So, as the lecture ends, no, we have arrived at the last na problem kasi. You just wonder paano kung bawat phase there is a parallel connection of loads. So, paano ba yon? You just go on to a per phase analysis. I-analyze mo per phase, and then yung relationship ng square root of, yung may mga square root kanina na relationship. For example, for the power, no, the square root of 3, line voltage, line current, multiplied by the power factor still applies. Ang naalamin mo na lang is what would be the equivalent series combination of yung mga parallel connected loads. Okay? Balik tayo dun. So, I will be sending some of these problems. So, kung makikita nyo, these are problems na binigay na yung sagot. Okay? Wala nga lang solution. So, you practice on this. But then I was hoping na karon sana kayo ng seatwork kasi may assignment na kayo, may quiz na kayo. Seatwork na lang ang inaano ko in preparation for a series of quizzes before the final exam. Most probably scheduled 1 or 2 weeks from now. So, kung ako sa inyo, you go head on to different resources and practice on problems related to the topics na na-discuss ni Engineer Solis and ngayong gabi. Okay? Right after the midterm. So, lahat ng topics na yon, right, post-midterm, no, will be having an assessment in the coming meetings natin. We'll just see kung ano ba yung magiging flow ng mga susunod na mga araw. But then what I am expecting to have with you is to give you a seat work before a quiz. Medyo baka may posibilidad na sunod-sunod na quiz na to. Magtatalakay na lang kami if God permits, no, some supplementary problems, just to have stronger foundation ninyo sa circuits, particularly dito sa three-phase kasi next na subject nyo power system. So para mag-grasp nyo lang yung mga topics that involves circuit analysis. But then again, it's 10. I would be entertaining questions kung meron man.
Sir, kailan po yung quiz?
Quiz, pag-usapan pa namin ni Engineer Solis. No? Hopefully, in the coming meetings na, face-to-face. What else? Kasi medyo malapit na, no? Magmamayo na next week. And then, hindi naman na yata tayo sa sobra ng June. Kaya, most likely, expect the finals to be on the 3rd or the 4th week ng May. So, before that, sana may quiz pa. Kaysa biglain ko na lang kayo ng isang exam na hindi nyo naman nasubukan ma-practice. Kahit bigyan ko kayo ng homework, di naman practice ang tawag dyan. Kundi copy-paste lang naman. Hindi kayo doon mahahasa sa totoo lang, guys. And then you can help also yourselves by looking into some other resources aside from doon sa mga namamanage lang namin ibigay na nagkakasya sa time natin. But anyway, this is just fundamental. Mas marami pang pasikot-sikot sana. So, expect mga nalaspag agad na first quiz ng midterm. Ako! Let's go. This is a time to step up, guys. Any other concerns? So that will be at 3, 2, 1. If none, so I'll be ending the call. Thanks for attending, guys, and I hope you have learned something. God bless, and we'll be seeing you when I see you. Thank you, and have a good night.
Good night, sir.